and those data, you see, we'll be able to cut off a whole lot of working costs now from is happening within the government.
So you will support
100%.
Thank you very much. So, Pastor, should I repeat the question again?
The first question you took actually flabbergasted my mind when you say civil society. I want you to put it on what you believe on. I believe transparency, but many civil society that we have tested are fake. Called me, that is why I came. If I got a letter without you, I would have come. Based on, I'm sorry I'm talking like this. I am an activist. That's why I'm not going on street. I believe so much transparency. I believe that corruption should not be fun. The people and the, when you want to give an account to the people, you have to do it to be accessible. And then we give account to the people.
Thank you.
I believe so much on that.
Doctor.
Yes, first as a party. However, I speak this mind not because or the promoters of the civil society.
How do we have, what kind of rescue plan do we have?
Yes.
The first 180 days in my administrations, every Edo light will first of all get a light.
Allah.
First of all, I'm happy that we all have, I thank God that I will not do this.
Otherwise, we will draw your Allah to.
It's called public service. Mental funds. Corruption within the government. We have funds. Most of our call them wasteful spending. This is the only part of the world where the government competes with the citizens. I just bought 10,000 rice, 50,000, our people don't even have food. For me, the funds are there. We have valuable 3 million Edo lights. If any of them, some people have less than 100,000 in their account, and you're talking about insecurity. So people can even afford 3 square meal. The disparity between the rich and the poor is too much.
Who you to?
My life first.
Yes.
It's important. We have to stop the people. Then the people will now listen and say, why would I go and carry gun? The government are caring for me. Why would I be deployable if the governments are caring for me? We should put your people first. The governments, we are in this part of the world, complain that the government are taking from the people. In my administration, it's going to be reversed. You can take me to any court of the world. In my administration, we will find a way to make sure that our citizens of Edomites will get a lot. That money will generate revenue. The money should be spent in our land. Our farmers, our workers, all fingers are not equal. Then we can look at insecurity. Because if you give me 100,000 naira, I have no business. 100,000 naira might be small, but for the market women, so people have never got loans in this country. My co-candidate here represents us, talks about loans and loans. How many of you have actually got loans in this room? Raise your hands. Thank you. So I thank you so much.
So, Dr. Osifu, so what will you do?
The total economy of a nation can only be built when the subnational governments are growing at their own pace and contributing to the national development. So when you talk about the Nigerian economy, the entity called Nigeria cannot be without the 36 states of Nigeria, including FCT. So Nigerian economy is weak because the states are weak. If you compare the level of adaptability to poverty or to the biting or the lack in the country, it is relative from state to state. For instance, if you are in Lagos State, everybody keeps quoting Lagos State. The reason why you quote Lagos State is not because Lagos State is a heaven of a sort. It is because of the policy of the Lagos State government, which has become, sort of a lead policy in the entire federation. Therefore, it will be logical to say that whereas there's poverty in the land of Nigeria, whereas things are biting hard, but relatively in Lagos, those who live there will complain less than people who live in Edo. And what is the meaning of this? If you look at the streets of Lagos, what I'm trying to say is that the Nigerian economy cannot rebound unless we view the economies of the subnational government.
How do we do that?
And how do we do that?
Yes.
First, we must imbibe what we call fiscal discipline. I just told you that the economy as it is today is over 25 billion. It's getting an average of 16.5 billion. And what is the salary? The salary of Edo? The salary of Edo is about 3.4 billion. Then that leaves an excess, still an excess of 12 billion. Now, if it goes into infrastructure, talking about roads, talking about agriculture, development, talking about technology, talking about employment generation, it will reflect, so to speak, that unless we have fiscal discipline, and this fiscal discipline must be an avenue where those who necessarily will be partakers of the running of the economy will feast on our collective suffer, hospitals will suffer, which is the health sector will suffer, unemployment will be high, agricultural boosting security, and all of this put together will create a situation that will generate security in the land and poverty.
Thank you, sir. Pastor.
Thank you very much. I would like to continue from where he was talking about Lagos. The state government, this present government, they have actually tried, but their policies are not to help the poor. That was the only problem I have. They have done well, because like the shopping mall that they have built there is not for the poor. It cannot elevate the poor. The hotel they are building, it cannot elevate the poor. Most of their policies are for those who are already made, and that is why we keep on having the poor. So when we check on the policies that we are going to make, that we
So which policy are you going to make that will be for the poor?
then first and foremost, we have to see what made them poor.
What make them poor?
And investing on industries. I told you that we're going to build
But
a cement factory.
you know the young people are no longer in the village.
No, we are building a cement factory. It's not going to be in the village. Also, agriculture, there are people who are still reading this thing in institutions today. It's very unfortunate that our institution have a department of agriculture, and yet they don't have funds where they do practical. So we are going to, the young ones are, please, a point of correction, they are still into agriculture. I have a lot of them that have given CDs and have assisted, and they are still, when we talk about agriculture, we are not talking about homes. We are talking about, we can talk about poultry, we are talking about, that's a part of agriculture. Now, we also talk about the issue of reducing misuse. It's not being used for the people. We are going to reduce the cost of governance. When you see a governor going to a place, I went to Carousel, permit me to take from there, where we have here. They were going for a function, I was with the governor. All the commissioner and everybody were in coastal bus. He said everybody should come in one car. But in some states, you will see empty convoy. And that money can be used to elevate poverty. So it's mismanagement. So we are going to reduce mismanagement, and then you're able to tackle poverty.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you so much.
To address the issues of poverty, a typical example is two major policies that came into play 29th of May 2023, like the removal of the subsidy by the government. And the other one, of course, the evaluation of the Naira. Today, the Edo State's GDP is about 2.9 trillion. And the present government is happy, according to them, that it increased from about 1.5 trillion to 2.9 trillion. isn't it? Today that dollar is about 1,500. If you want to raise that same economy, by a standard of 2022, we should be about 6 trillion. It means it's dwindling. Do you understand? So there are factors, the inflation rate, increase in interest rate for banks, it's killing MSMEs, small businesses. People are pulling on that is leading to more unemployment. So fiscal policies are...
So what will you do at the state level to address the poverty in those states?
Like I just said, I said fiscal policies, what kind of policies you put in place to address this issue. Number one of such is the reduction in your taxes, not over the MSMEs. Good, that's what I was explaining earlier. The only solution to this problem we have in Nigeria today is that the government must come in to support the small businesses. When you support the small businesses, let me give you a typical example. The woman who has a kiosk along the road that has maybe her business is worth maybe 10,000 naira. She has pick me, bread, and all of that. She has a small kiosk, right? If you meet that woman and give her a support by way of knowledge and also money, in 1 year, that woman must have gone and had maybe a big shop. And she will employ 2 people, young sales girls that are working with her. Those people are learning that trade, but let's put that aside, they are going to be employed soon. That woman will increase her own income, her revenue, and she starts paying tax to the government. In another 3 years, that same woman, that same support, as the government would have opened a big shopping mall or supermarket. In 4 years, she would have had a shopping mall, she would have employed 20 people. She has solved the problem of unemployment. She has added IGRO to your government, right?
Thank you very much. That's fine. So, finally, we have to now come back to. Yes. We will now section for question and answer. And while we're doing that, I also want the candidates to also have in mind their commitment to support the Freedom of Information law. Citizens' rights to access information is power, and the government spends money. So I would like to ask who will be the first person. So Innocent, you have to get a microphone. We would like to take it 5-5 because time is not on our side. So I will take the first lady here, 1. Our first man, 2, 3. The last guy, 4. And the lady there, 5. It will come around, please. So number 1, please. Please let your question be punching. If it is all of them you want it, or you just want one specific candidate, let us know.
Okay, my name remains Grace Obakila. I'm a gender inclusion advocate. Haven't had relationship with you in one of your programs, Dr. Azemi Azena, where you reached out to CSO, which I represent, to come help in lending voices on the reasons why youth had to increase in their engagement and stay away from evil vices. Given your past experience with a certain percentage of failed CSOs that your experience were not good with, how do you plan to rebuild your trust and collaboration with the credible civil society on ground, knowing fully well that statistically there is no way you can reach out to the grassroots as much as your engagement with the civil society since you have lost your trust in civil society?
Thank you. So can you just take notes? No, come back. Don't take it notes. Otherwise, please. It will be more efficient like that. Number 2.
Hello, Dr. Rafa is my name, ND Solution Magazine. I have a question for 2 of the candidates.
Which of the candidates?
Dr. Azena and Dr. Bright. I'll be brief. First, Dr. Azena talks about if elected, he will shield Yahoo bots and focus on the major criminals, so to say. Okay, we can modify that. When you talk about you won't arrest them. When you fail to arrest criminals, you are what do you call it? Manifestos as just paper word or make statements, so to say. How will you, if given chance to be elected as a governor of Edo State, be apprehended if they fail to adhere strictly to what do you call it? Manifesto, which the forms of your administration, those citizens as a whole is going to get an alert. Is that a political statement or statement of fact?
Okay, the third person.
Good afternoon, and thank you for the opportunity. The questions I have for students in the I'm sorry, I did not get your names.
But is it?
Yeah, the one at the extreme and the one and the accord man.
Yes.
The one at the extreme, I want to ask you one question. You live in Edo State, and for how long? Now, the reason I'm asking if you live in Edo State and for how long is that you said that in 3 months of your being governor of Edo State, that you're going to digitize and tackle security via drones. And it takes me back to the question I just asked you. Did you live in Edo State? Do you live in Benin City? Because if you live in Benin City, you discover that the only places that have regular power supply are the government offices. So if you would digitize, you won't use drones to check insecurity. How do you want to do that kind of thing when there is no power supply? And you say you want to do that in 3 months? That is the question for you, sir. Now, I called, yeah. I record that you have an American accent, sir. So the question I want to ask you is this, sir. All the other candidates, we seem to know them. But this is the first time, me particularly, I'm getting to know you, particularly with you. Who are you? How long have you lived here? And I'm asking this question because you look like someone who comes from an environment that is very enlightened. And in very enlightened environment, they don't throw money at problems. You sat there and that in 3 months or as you get into administration, you will be giving everybody a lot. Where will you be getting the money from? How much of this money is your money? Like this government money? That's the question. There's no point.
Look at it from here. This person, get the reaction.
Your question.
My name is Comrade Abdulkarim Orosai. My question is coming from Human Capacity Foundation. And the first question is directed to the APC representative because we don't have the candidate here. Please, sir, to Edo State, the state house of assembly, is there any law on agriculture? I mean agricultural framework or policy? And yes, for long, I want to know whether they have something like that. Because agriculture is one of the mainstay of any economy. And also if you look at the procurement in Edo State, talking about the Ministry of Agriculture, nothing like that is going on there when you talk about the e-procurement. I don't know whether you are aware of that. That will tell you the reason why this agriculture is not being taken serious. Now, the area of human capacity, that's my question, sir. Now, the area of capacity formation, my comrade, the one I want to ask that, human capacity building, if you look at the restiveness of the youth, I know that, because I did something in human resource, and I understand that. I want to ask him, how does he want to go about it? Because spoke on that.
Thank you. The fifth guy, lady, please. Yeah. Please just go to your question and respond to it.
My question goes for all the aspirants. And I found out that the major problem we have in our country, Nigeria, is mode of communication. I found out that our communication processes are very low, and we tend to pass information in the wrong way. And
No, ask the question.
my question is, what are the ways in which, if you are being elected as an aspirant, what are the ways in which you help to pass information direct to the roots? What ways are you going to use?
Thank you. Now we got the people defined. President, before we come back, let's answer this set of 5 questions.
First and foremost, thank you for giving me the privilege to take part in something valuable. I say we're in a big crisis, and knowledge is power. Sometimes we're all victims of it. I'll go to that man because the question stays in my mind. It says people from the Western world don't throw money at problems. We do. Americans really don't play with public sectors. We put our people first. During the pandemic, we make sure that every citizen in the first 30 days of that pandemic got alert. Because if not, there's what we call wealth distribution. Everybody in America, the government has to make provision for that. Because capitalisms are built on the private sector. I myself, I was a part of it. Everybody here. There's an American here, stand up. All of them all got alert. All of them. Because the only way to revamp your economy is to distribute wealth. Everybody keep talking about the woman in the kiosk. I'm going to use the word alert. I want to break it down to you because it's simple. If I come up with all this, use the word economic rescue plan, it might sound better for you. I'll break it down. At the end of the day, just people want to be rescued. We have economic sabotage. It's not enough. I am the champion of monetary infrastructure. My infrastructure will not only help Edo, we help Nigeria. We struggle today with IMF, the way we send money, because when you borrow money in dollars, you cannot forgive your debt. But when you borrow money in your local currency, you can forgive your debt. America can forgive that debt, China forgive that debt. We are bigger in the nation. We are the only one that have crude oil facilities, and we still borrow money from China. And I'm not going to go there, but you can tell you, what you don't know, you cannot give. I want a civilized. I didn't come to this world because of this race because I was naive. I believe this is very important to me. My both parents, I was born here in this land. I'll keep it quick. We increase our GDP. The Western world. I signed a peace deal. I signed a deal with the largest trade companies in the world, the Los Angeles Airport, the Los Angeles, California, Los Angeles Airport. They are the biggest in the world. They said, Dr. Brian, the day you become a governor, we're going to bypass China. We don't want that triangle. We want relationship. Washington, D.C. to empower Edo State. I am a champion of that. I designed the blockchain technology that changed the way money moves today. And I will tell you, we will do business in Edo State, Nigeria as a whole. Respect that monetary infrastructure that we all talk about. The key technology was used to conquer us, and technology will be the only tool that will save our land. Thank you.
First, let me say that agriculture is universal. There is no law for the agricultural sector in Edo State House of Assembly, whether before or even now. However, it is in the concurrent list, as the states of the Federal Republic of Nigeria are empowered by the Constitution to invest in agriculture. And what matters or what follows should be government policies on agriculture. And I agree, if you listen to everyone here, I think all political parties do agree that the easiest way to mobilize resources and empower people in terms of employment is through agriculture. And it is the thematic preoccupation of Nigeria, so to speak, and Edo in particular. And I think it is the way forward. To create laws from the House of Assembly. We can only strengthen it with laws from the House of Assembly, but there are enough policy to identify the real players in the agricultural sector and empower them, and also work more in our agricultural extension programs, where it's digitalized, and you bring in those who have the technical know-how, who do researches, and improve ceilings, and even livestock improve ceilings when you talk about the gestation period and all of that. So I think that is what a government that wants to invest in agriculture must do. And it must do that by intentionally strengthening the Ministry of Agriculture, also partnering with the federal government and of course all the other West African banks and World Bank in the agricultural sector to strengthen that department. And somebody also asked the question I think that was information dissemination. I think through the FOI, I think the intention of the framers of those who sponsor the bill, which is not law, they understand the gap between what is happening in government and what the public has in terms of having information on what the government is doing. And the government in the past also recognize that for you to have a good working relationship, then you must be able to open the books and allow the people you govern, because you won't power in trust by the people. You must open the books and let them interrogate what you are doing. It is by interrogating you, not because they are antagonizing you, that they also encourage you on things you have done well and tell you how to do things they expect that you should through proper media interaction, through, like I said earlier, town hall meetings, through access to the website of the state and different ministries of the state. That information dissemination, I think, is guaranteed.
So it should be a big brief stop as go.
Thank you very much. I want to react to the Yahoo Boys in quote. You see, when you are treating a certain sickness and it refuses to go, it's a sign that you are applying the wrong drug or treatment. You will agree with me that the more you arrest these boys, the more they increase. They don't do crusade, but yet they have coverts. That shows that we are applying the wrong method. Number two, the money that the security agencies do collect from them in the name of bail, where is it going to? Does it go to federal government boroughs or state, but to individual pockets? Why has it not been arrested? Arresting them will not put an end to the problem. You discover we have corrected few things about our process of, for example, we used to call our prisons, but now they now call them correctional center. The reason is because you need to correct somebody's head before it can be act of crime. So we are going to have an agency for them to use it to do something right. So I'm not saying they are going to be free to be doing it, but we're talking about a conversion from what they are doing wrong with the gifts and the talent and the wisdom they have to a better thing. That is what I'm saying. And also stop those people who are feeding from them, not to be feeding from them. So that is what I'm saying. Now, talking about the question from my sister, I am not totally giving up. If I have given up, I would have been here. At least I have a role model. I have somebody who I cherish much. When he talked to me yesterday, I am here. He may be hearing for my first time. He has been my role model when it comes to civil society organization. Only him alone will make me not to give up on civil society. So, lastly, on the area of communication, I read mass communication, both ND, HND, and my masters. I will tell you for free that communication is very important. One of the ways we can reach our people is not just to have to believe in information bill. No. I think if you are a journalist here, I will give you an assignment. Any government that will emerge, why not take them back to where they were campaigning and radio station were filled of adverts, television station where you see every 3 minutes, you see jingles. Why can such method continue to give orientation to our people after election? That is what I'm going to believe on, that television stations, radio stations, there's going to be messages from the government enlightening the people, giving them information of what to do. Just the way we were campaigning vote for me. If you check most of the television stations now, you don't watch anything. You only want to watch the party. Why can't such continue to give orientation to our people when we are in power? That is what I believe that we should do, so that the people can have access to information.
Thank you so much. Someone asked a question talking about the power situation in Edo State and asked whether or not I stay in Edo State. I born and bred here, and I spent Ambrose Ali University, nursery, primary, secondary, and the university. I started my business here before I moved, had branches in Lagos and also in the United States. I still presently in the GRA in Benin City. My NGO activities have gone across mainly Edo Central, and we have collected, I think, between 2016 and last year, over 500,000 data, which we are from farmers, traders, which we used to do a lot of analytics to be able to come up with solutions that people were facing. A lot of those information are online. So I just wanted to tell you how much we have engaged people. However, back to the question. You see, I am somebody who believes in, first of all, I don't like the idea of freebies or encouraging the helper type, who send money to people and all. No, I believe in hard work. I believe in everybody putting their effort to do what they need to do it right and get results. Now, power situation. In our problems are our life opportunities. To solve the power situation in Edo, I must tell you that my mom today, for the past 3 years, she has not had a light go off in our family house in Edo Central, not at any time. The answer is alternative power solution, and that is the solar and all of that we have. And that is what a government agency or the government in power can easily do where there is a problem of power. However, because you want to solve a major issue, right? And you said something too that the government house and there's 247 lights only in government, isn't it? How do they get the lights? You already know how it's done, isn't it? So when the government wants to solve a problem, they will do what they need to do, isn't it? Now, I'm basically saying to solve the issue of power, we have the alternative energy sources. Then we can also create opportunities from there. How many of us here know that Edo State has lithium? We have lithium in Edo State, and about 3 companies are mining it as of today. Why can't we use that as an opportunity to start creating? Yes, in Edo North, you're correct. Why can't we use that as an opportunity to start making lithium batteries in Edo State? That will create jobs, industrialization, isn't it? And development, and also bring money or great revenue for the government. So you understand that in our problems lies opportunity. Just like we were talking about the issue of roads, we don't have good roads in Edo Central. I don't see it as a problem. I rather see it as an opportunity to go for urban redesign, redesign the roads, now add rail transport system. How about eco-green areas, realization centers, to improve well as it is supposed to be, as we have it in Western societies. Do you understand what I mean? So in our problems lies opportunities, and we can see things that way. Then let me go to the next question. Talk about how do you intend to human capital development. It's simple. When I use the word MSME, we have it. There's this guy in Borno State. He's a farmer. He just graduated from Unimate last year, 31 years old, and he's a farmer. And today he just got his first heavy duty machine. And we